Hello and welcome back to GameSpot stage here at E3 2016. Hi, it's me and a bunch of beards.
Yeah, man.
What's going on? Man, your voice as well. Joe Nickolls, Bryce Cochrane, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Talking to us about Dead Rising 4. Peter Brown, I'm also happy you're here. For once, your beard is the least impressive on the stage.
I'm a bit intimidated, but...
He's young. He's got a ways to go.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Just push harder.
Yeah, I got to do the same as well. Sorry. Dead Rising 4. Frank West is back. A lot of people happy about that. You managed to get this one out without one of the few games that did not get leaked ahead of time. There was a lot of rumor about it though as well. What was it like having people react to it for the first time?
Oh, it was amazing. Like, we've been keeping this under wraps as much as we can, but having Frank back and the reaction of the crowd when we first got to see it was just incredible for us.
Yeah, super stoked.
Yeah,
Everyone loves
really
Frank.
proud.
Let's talk about the setup. What's going on? Is it Willamette? Is it in a mall?
Yep.
How's Frank doing? He's taking a lot of selfies. What's going on?
So Frank goes back to Willamette. He's lured back. There's a situation going on. And of course, sure enough, there's stuff going down in Willamette. And so Frank goes back, and he's got to uncover the mystery. He's got to rely on his photojournalism skills to figure out the mystery. Selfies. Selfies is one of these things that just exploded for us. We love it. The selfie mode has turned out to be really, really fun. Camera to solve the mystery, and new zombies, new weapons, new combos, everything.
Okay, so are you telling me that the camera around his neck has been replaced by a mobile phone?
No.
Okay, he's still...
No.
It's still old school Frank.
That'd be a sad day for journalism if that
He'd
was
be
the
on
case.
film in the tubs if he had his way.
Yeah, Frank can't change that much in our game.
Right.
He likes to stay with the roots.
He's 54. So.
Okay, so this is a good 10 years after the first Dead
16
Rising?
years.
16?
Yeah. 10
Wow.
human years, 16 game years.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like dog years.
Yep.
Yeah, he's no spring chicken. So how, I guess, what is the world like then? Because the first time it was like reacting to this, catastrophe that's happening in the moment. Obviously, now people are used to zombies.
Yes.
So what's the mood like there?
Well, it's completely changed. Zombrex doesn't work anymore, and it's a whole new strain of the virus.
Oh, no.
Which means we've been able to introduce new zombies into our game and really explore that world even further. Because of the mall, we had to bring that back, but we wanted to explore all of Willamette as well and give you a lot more variety and a lot more things to do. We're really excited about people seeing our new fresh infected, the newly infected, super fast, and, well, kind of like the Horde, stupid.
Right.
They will run off buildings, run in front of cars. They have no self-preservation. But we are going to be showing, not right now, the Evo zombies. That's where the virus is actually bonded with their host, and they have become a new being, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I could put it in Dead Rising terms, the cows of the Horde.
Yes.
The freshly infected are the mad cows.
Okay.
The ones that go bananas.
Yeah, I know a lot about them.
And the Evos that you haven't seen yet are like the border collies that yip and run around and keep them herded properly.
We're seeing nighttime gameplay here. Has
Yes.
that element of the sort of zombies get fast at night, has that been sort of removed in relation to these fresh zombies?
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. They do like to stay in the shadows. They like to stay in the side streets, but yeah, we're not having them be more aggressive at night. They're just always there and always on you.
Yeah.
And speaking to Willamette, the mall itself, will we be going back to the
yes.
same mall? Does it look like the same mall? Is it? I mean, because 16 years is 16 years.
Absolutely.
Right? Is it a mall?
Yes, it's
in the
huge.
interim, has it been a mall again?
Yeah, it's been redone. They've rebuilt the mall,
Okay.
right? Just in time to have humanity collapse just as they open. So it's it's another really, really big mall, but we've kept some hallmarks from the original mall. So
Okay.
the dual escalators and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. We've done a lot of that stuff. But we've updated, and it's huge, and it's themed. There's different sections that are themed. You have medieval area. You've got like a Caribbean cove with a giant pirate ship where they put on shows and stuff. So it's a huge mall to explore, and tons of stuff to loot in the stores.
Peter, you're a big fan of the series as well. You got questions for the guys?
One thing I'm really curious about is the different games that people develop. I always wonder how the theme and the tone is imparted upon the creators. How is it for you to make something that's so lighthearted in a world that should be, serious and dour, but you guys are just having fun? I mean, does it feel that way, or does it feel
It's Frank West that allows us to do that, really, right? He's the everyman. We like to call him the unlikely hero.
Yeah.
Joe's favorite line for him is,
he'll do the amazing move, but he never sticks the landing.
Right.
He just kind of stumbles so he can do it, but he's just not very graceful.
Yeah.
He's kind of an unlikable hero in a way as well. He's kind of he's a bit of a jerk.
You know what? Frank's mellowed with age now. He's 16 years older. He's 54. He's still Frank. But his sense of humor is better. We have some amazing voice acting in the game, we think we've really captured what we really wanted Frank to be all along.
To Peter's question, though, sorry to interject.
Yep.
There were, I guess, especially when you look at something like Days Gone, right? So
Sure.
like they're also doing the zombie
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I guess you are very firmly in the ridiculous, fun, jaunty sort of side of things.
If you, I tend to do this a lot, and they're going to razz me about this later. I tend to speak about food a lot. So think of it like think about the best steak you ever had, right? You have a beautiful steak. It's served on a nice.
You like
plate.
talking about cows in your metaphors.
Yeah, it's some weird thing about that.
You grew up in, like, Indiana?
I grew up on a farm. Anyway, so think of this amazing steak dinner you've had, and that's kind of like a horror game. That's like it's like scary and it's really edgy, and you're like, oh my god. Dead Rising is like a big sloppy cheeseburger. They technically are both meat, but they're different completely experiences, right?
You're 2 for 2 on good metaphors, actually.
Oh man, we have millions. We live for them. But Dead Rising, to kind of maybe answer your question a little bit better, we get away with it because it's always worked. Because Frank, the very first Dead Rising came out, and it was kind of ridiculous, and it kind of set the tone. And we've seen Dead Rising go through a different flavor or two throughout the years.
Right.
But we've come back to this because we think this is what the true essence of Dead Rising really is.
I mean, I guess maybe more specifically, I was wondering, I'm not sure what other games you guys have worked on. I apologize for that, but this game is so lighthearted. I mean, I can't imagine coming up with ideas and not just laughing constantly.
Oh, all the time.
during the
That's
development.
one of the funnest things.
Yep.
The most ridiculous ideas, we're always going to try first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you been to Canada? That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Just kidding.
One of the wonderfully unique things about the first game was the time constraints and whatnot, and obviously Zombrix in the second game.
Right.
A lot of that was sort of like left by the wayside. I mean, there was elements of it in 3. Are you going to reintroduce some of that into Dead Rising 4?
We're not doing time elements in this right now, and there is no cure currently in this game.
Right.
We wanted to really allow players to explore our world more than they've been able to in the past. With the time element in there, you weren't able to go into every store and look everywhere. One of the things we've really focused on in this game was filling out the world with real stores, real places to go, and that's where you will find stuff. If you see a restaurant, that's where you're going to find food. If you go into a hardware store, you're going to find a chainsaw, hammers, plungers, anything that you need in there. So we really want to encourage the people to play the game and go everywhere.
Obviously, like, you guys know the game you're developing more than anyone else, but there will be a lot of people who are saying like, oh, like, I love that element of the ticking clock that was there, and that, like, it maybe encouraged multiple playthroughs or stuff. Was there ever a sort of feeling that you might want to include it here? Like, what's the reasoning? Because you guys must have a reason why this approach is better.
We looked at it, and we do a lot of user research. We send a ton of research out, and we do a lot of Q&A with people, and we found out that people, it was okay. Some people really liked it, and more people didn't like it because they wanted to be able to go, you know what? You ended my game, and I was so close, and I don't want to have to go do that all again.
Right.
They didn't want to have that pressure. And so what we wanted to do is we really wanted to make sure the world was really open, lots of side missions, lots of stuff to discover, and let people, it's still the same Dead Rising, but we've taken some stuff away and added a ton more.
We also really want to encourage killing zombies. Yeah, and if you're under a time constraint and you see that big group of zombies and you're like, oh, I want to do it, but sometimes you can't. We want to let the players just go to town on as many zombies as possible.
Frank West here taking selfies.
Yeah, the selfie thing is something we put together and we said, you know what, this might actually work, and it's really funny. Because you take a picture of yourself and you move the left stick around to change your expression on the fly. It's pretty funny. And that became a huge part of the game.
I remember a while back you guys released the DLC for Dead Rising 3 that had a lot
Yes.
of Capcom stuff.
Yep.
How was that received, and are there any plans to kind of revisit that concept?
People loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, Capcom's got such a rich history and so much IP, and people love it when it comes back. And so we are looking at different ways that we can incorporate that in the future. We're not talking. We're just really here to kind of launch the initial game. But that's the kind of, you should be able to expect this kind of stuff. Cool. Because that's kind of what we do.
What about multiplayer stuff? I mean, it's always been considered a very single-player thing, but
Yes.
you've done it before, and State of Decay, and other, like, people enjoy playing zombie games online with their friends. You guys gonna develop into there?
Yeah, 4-player online co-op.
Yep.
With specific mission stuff to do. And there's your time limit there, Mr.
Okay.
You've got the time limits coming in there. We decided to put it in in there because there's time-based missions. You have to get something from point A to point B. Really cool stuff, and new characters to play with online.
Right, so it won't be 4 Frank Wests all taking selfies of each other.
No, not Frank.
4 different
Frank
survivors
West,
in
Tank
that
West,
world.
Hank West. It's never.
So you've thought about that.
We think about a lot.
Yeah, there's a whiteboard somewhere with a bunch more of them on it. Xbox One and PC,
Yes.
you guys aren't doing the whole Play Anywhere thing, are you? This is
No. We are still, we're coming out this year.
Yeah.
And that's future stuff, and so that's certainly something we look at for the future, but for right now, it's not on the cards for today.
So it's always interesting. It doesn't happen all that often. It happened with Fallout last year when we see a game announced and it's coming out within half a year. You're aiming for Christmas on
Yes.
this one, a holiday. Sorry, I'm
Yes.
North America. Holiday 2017.
Holiday.
Holiday. Presumably it's a game set around Christmas. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
You guys
we won't.
feeling the heat, or have you been working on this for a long time?
Every single video game, every single game studio, they won't always admit this, but you are always pedal to the metal right to the end, right? Because that's when the most magic happens. It's true.
Yep, but we've gotten over some of our biggest humps, and
Right.
as you can see in here, we've got the zombies, we've got the vehicles, we've got the weapons. We're just now in the point of really polishing and refining all the way to the end right now.
Thousands of zombies on the screen. Like there's thousands of them. we stopped counting, and that's not just a throw them off the answer. Thousands of zombies on the screen. I don't know how we do it, but we do it.
Yeah.
And the combo weapons are back, combo vehicles are back, and then the combo exosuit. You've seen the
Right,
exosuit.
yes, yeah.
You put that on, you start batting cars around, you're pulling parking meters out of the ground, you're picking up pirate cannons off the ship in the mall, all that kind of stuff. But then you can combo that thing as well. So we've got some amazing things you can combo with your exosuit for just some ridiculous combos that you actually wear.
Seasonal games don't happen as much in games as they do in movies and stuff.
Right.
What's it like making a game based around Christmas? Are you leaning into that?
No, it's amazing because
awesome.
it gives us so much fodder to play with that everybody knows and understands. Like, who doesn't want to fight a zombie Santa Claus?
I want to fight a zombie Jesus.
Oh, well, that's a bit
that would change
further.
the rating.
Yes.
Right. Oh, really? Is that on the ESRB's list
yes,
of no-nos?
religious reference.
It's under right at the bottom.
Yep,
Zombie
no J's.
Jesus.
That's
No.
why we're coming out on the holidays, and it's a
Yes.
holiday game.
Oh, good point. It's not an
Yes.
Easter game.
No.
Exactly.
God,
Yeah, that's coming next.
My Catholic parents right now are so distraught.
But there's something
zombie baby Jesus.
There you go.
Oh,
Tick,
Yeah,
tick,
yeah,
tick.
yeah.
Yep, you got three all the food groups there. But the good thing about having a holiday-based game is you're comboing candy canes and crossbows.
Right.
It's like that kind of stuff happens, and that's something that you can't do in a regular game for the whole year.
Yeah.
If you're focusing on this, you can have all the regular stuff, but you get to add in all the holiday stuff, like attacking someone with a small Christmas tree,
Right.
like stuff like that. It's amazing.
Are there any Die Hard references from the first?
You know what? Everybody has.
yeah.
We do have a plaza.
There you go.
May or may not begin with a K, but it's not what you think. Yeah, no, we have a lot of hidden stuff in there. We're not, completely opening the.
Don't divulge.
Yeah.
Don't divulge.
Yeah.
please.
Not opening the kimono all the way.
Thank you so much, Joe and Bryce, for coming on.
Cheers.
I really appreciate it. Dead Rising out holiday. You guys aren't getting more specific than that
Not
right
yet.
now, right? Okay. And when will we see more of Dead Rising 4? Post
Oh.
E3.
We're going to be releasing stuff all the way up to our release, so
Cool.
you will see stuff trickling out constantly for the next 4 months at least.
Yeah, it's
Great.
the juggernaut begins.
Lovely. Yeah, your work has just begun.
Thank you.
Sitting on couches talking to people. Thank you so
Yes.
much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks
Really
for having
appreciate
us.
it. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. The Legend of Zelda Wii U. In case you haven't been watching that Nintendo stream all morning, we've got even more of it to show you here on the GameSpot stage. Stick around. We'll be back in just in a couple of minutes.